guys, you know my good friend, former Miss Egypt of Los Angeles International and YouTuber, comedian Sarah Fasha. Woo!
The crowd goes wild.
And then you, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you.
Also Miss Lebanon of Los Angeles.
I just watched your comedy special this morning, and I liked how he told a story of a girl cheating on him, and you kept saying a woman always knows, like you're calling yourself a woman, which I thought was the funniest.
I am, deep inside, I'm a woman.
You're very sensitive.
Thank you.
You are. Like,
yes.
that's one of the things I first noticed about you.
And being a woman is much more superior than being a man, and it's you're stronger, you're smarter. So when I say deep inside I'm a woman, it's because I take pride in being better than most people.
Oh, are you single? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. But guys, he's amazing. If you don't know him, you have to check him out. You have a brand new special. Well, how do they can't get your special yet, right?
Not yet. It's in the process of finding a home. But for now, you can check, Nemr,
yes.
Nemr, and my clips are online.
Nemr, Nemr, guys, from Lebanon. He's amazing. I love you. Thank you for being
Kate.
here. Yay!
Thank you very much.
And also, you're such a good friend. I love you so much. Every time we hang out, I'm like, why don't I see him more?
Well, Kate is to say this off the top. You're one of the very few people when I first came to LA about 3 years ago, I ran into. And you've always been a very good friend to me as well, which is very rare in this industry. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm trying to remember how we met. We met at John Lovett's Comedy Club.
Yes, you were performing in a show.
Weren't you headlining that night? Yeah, that's right. And I was on that show, and
I thought you were hysterical. And not only did I, but the crowd that had come out to see me, who had never seen you before, all exclaimed to me for like days on end afterwards, like, that girl, are you going to do another show with her? Are you going to do a thing? And I was like, maybe she should headline next time.
Oh, stop.
We'd sell more.
Stop. No way. You sell like crazy. So, you're interesting. So, okay, Sarah and Nemr have never met before, which, by the way, if you're not single right now, right?
No longer.
Damn, I know.
I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Like that.
I missed the boat with this one.
I like how Kate organized this, long after I found love, even though I was looking for so long, but nobody came and said, hey, here's a suggestion. But now that I found love, it's like
that.
Look at these amazing lists of people.
Every time you and I have hung out, I leave, I swear to God, and I would talk to my friends and go, God, I wish this guy wasn't a comic, because he's so hot and so cool and so funny, and like he like is so nice to me. And then I'm like, but I can't date him because he's a comic. But I seriously would.
Oh, do you have a no comic dating rule?
Well, I try.
You have a rule, but you break it. Okay.
I mean, I have dated a couple comics, but like I really try not to, because it's just it's like dating your coworker.
Yeah, in the work. Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the family.
Well, I mean, in the family, in the sense that you have to run into these people a lot.
Yeah, like the ones I've dated, after it's been over, sometimes it's a little rocky.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It's like shitting where you eat or eating where you shit.
Yeah, it's like shitting on your food, basically, and then eating it.
Which one is worse? Shitting where you eat or eating where you shit?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
I think shitting where you. I think
because if you eat and then you take a dump in the same area, that's less than actually sitting, taking a shit. And
right,
I think it depends on the order. If you're eating while shitting,
that's
or
wrong, yeah.
if you're shitting and then eating in the shit.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to
This is great.
This is a great, very sophisticated.
Yeah. BioClarity's like, we're out. We are no longer sponsoring this show.
Or they could take advantage and say, BioClarity, we're the shit. And then
that's it. We're the
tie
shit.
in.
But here's what's interesting about you is, so Nemr is like a massive star in Lebanon. He's like, are you like, be honest, so don't be humble now when I ask you these questions, okay? Are you like can't walk the streets famous? Like, do you get stopped constantly?
Yeah, but it's not like I don't get stopped like Beyonce would get stopped, where it's like you can't walk the streets. You can walk the streets, but you need to take pictures.
Oh, well,
so it's a very, people have been in Lebanon and across the Middle East. So here I won't be humble about that. But the beautiful thing about the Arabs is, and Sarah will know about this, they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Respectful. So when they come and they say hi to you in the street, the way that somebody would hound somebody who's well known in the Middle East is different than I think here. They all like, hey man, I love your work. They open a really cool conversation with you. You get, take pictures and all that. So it's never been I can't walk the street. I can, but I get a lot of compliments. So
that's
it's nice.
Yeah. So it's like being a hot chick.
Yeah.
It is. It is without, and that's because of the bioclarity. I mean, people just like your skin.
That's pretty cool. I mean, has anyone ever completely freaked out? Have you ever had a fan that saw you that like you're their idol and they just
Younger fans will do that. I
Really?
mean, yeah, not all the time, but I mean, if people are like 12, 14, because for them,
Aw.
it's. I think the wider the gap between seeing somebody that you could be and being yourself, the more the freak out. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when you're much younger, it looks like, oh my God, there's no way I could ever, like, how was he able to, this was incredible. Then when you get more familiar with the world and you start to understand more about business and stuff like that, it doesn't become as great. It becomes more respect. Like, I really love how you stuck to your values, principles, etc., and ended up standing for something. I love what you do. I love your work, and I'm glad to support.
Yeah, because weren't you like the first comedian
In
out
the
of
Middle
Lebanon?
East.
That's so crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
It was fun.
Did your dad really, in your special, you talked about your dad's reaction to you wanting to do comedy. Did your
Yeah.
family really think it was insane?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
straight up.
Well,
Sarah, I mean, would your family be supportive of an artistic career from the get-go, just straight out?
Sarah
They
is
are.
from.
Both my parents are very supportive, actually.
That's beautiful.
But the extension of the family,
Not so supportive.
my aunt and stuff is not really, but
Oh, there you go.
that's okay.
Are they supportive of your mom and dad? Are they supportive of like your YouTube video stuff that you do?
Yeah, they don't mind that I wear a bikini. Like my aunt really minds, but my mom and dad doesn't mind. And
She like lives in a bikini, by the way. Like,
Let me put this a different way. If you were doing what you do here, but in Egypt,
Yeah, my mom runs my Facebook page.
and you don't think that it would have been more difficult for you to do it in Egypt than it would be to do here?
Well, the thing is I'm actually more popular in Egypt because when
Of
I
course.
won the
Yeah, I know.
pageant,
Yeah.
it was during the revolution.
So they kind of adopted you. No, I
Yeah,
know that.
they thought I was an
What I'm saying is
imposter.
ironic is that parents will be easier in general. I guess not in your case, but in general, if you're like in Los Angeles or outside of the country where
Mm-hmm.
people know you personally, then it's cool. Like, oh, this is LA. This is how you do it. This is the thing. But if you were doing, for me, because my parents were against it because I was trying to do it in the Middle East, and they were against
I
it
see.
basically like. Not because of any shame, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody's done it. How are you going to make a career out of it? And you're
Yeah.
performing in English. And
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did try to do my career in Egypt for a little while, and just the language barrier and the accent and stuff
Mm-hmm.
got too difficult. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go out in a bikini, but with the acting stuff, it was.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I could have done it. It's just it would have been like way harder.
Yeah.
So.
Because you have to break down walls and barriers and set up the industry yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's laid out there
Right.
for you to do it. And
Yeah.
that was the issue my parents had with the comedy. Kind of like, okay, you've graduated, you've studied, you've done this, and now you're going to go and do something that doesn't exist. Like, what? Why? Just so that you
Right.
could, be a clown, like clown around, have a good time. That's what they perceived it as.
What's amazing about you, though, and I only know this from the time that we've been friends, is that you built this whole career from nothing on your own. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's what's so amazing. Like, you didn't have like people.
No, there are no people.
That's what I mean.
I didn't get any people until I came here.
It's
Because I
insane.
didn't know how to navigate the industry here. So, the manager, the agent, publicist, that thing happened here. But in the Middle East, it was a one-man show. The whole
But you're
thing.
the best example of how someone, because you could do that theoretically
Yes.
wherever you are.
Yes.
And you're such a great example of someone that was like, I want to be a comedian. And then you basically built the whole brand yourself,
Yeah.
shot your I mean, didn't you fund your own specials
Yeah.
and everything? It's insane.
Fund my
It's
specials,
amazing.
used to put them out for free because I had to understand it was a new art form, and for people to want to be encouraged to go see the shows, they needed to see a sample. So I would film my specials, put them out on YouTube for free, and then people would watch them and then come to the shows, and then I'd film those with bigger crowds and then put them out and then bigger crowd, and you have to build it up. It took
It's
about
amazing. His
15
specials
years.
are, I mean, just how many people are at his specials are just thousands. It's got to be
Yeah.
thousands of people.
They're huge.
It's
The
insane.
one you saw was massive. I mean, that was the biggest one I did. It was in Beirut for 5,000 people, and LA 2,000 people. That was the one you were in that show actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So cool. Anyway, well, I think it's amazing. I think he's amazing. You're amazing too, Sarah. I don't mean to, not
no.
you're
I'm
you're,
good.
you're like I'm good. I think it's so funny that your little fans that are like 12 and 14 love you so much, because I'm going to read you the kind of messages I get from my young fans. This is from a kid that's 16.
Oh God.
He wrote, "Hi," and then I didn't answer because it's a DM and Instagram. I didn't see it. And then a month later, he sent a heart emoji. And then I still didn't see it. And then another day later, he wrote, "Fuck you then. I already know you're a porn star, so go die sucking dick, you ugly fat ass bitch ass nigga." That's my
Sounds about
my
right.
fan mail.
What?
I got this in my DM the other day. I looked at this and went, and then I thought to myself, I was going to post it up on my Instagram so all my followers could like go in on him.
Horrible.
I know, but then I looked at his Instagram and he's 16, and I'm like, and he looks young. He looks even younger, and I'm like, why are you being like this? So I just want to say
disrespectful and
to
impolite?
Ralik, his name is Ralik, don't be such a hater, bitch.
For real, Raleigh.
Anyway.
Learn some manners, bro, especially when you're talking to women. What's up?
But if he was 18 and talked to me that way, it might arouse me slightly. I did.
I love how you're not confusing this young man right now. Raleigh, the problem isn't how you're talking to me. It's that you talk to me minus 2 years like that.
No, I'm kidding. Don't talk to women that way. It's only okay in bed. And even then, only if they like it.
Yep.
The other day, I was out on a date with a guy, and I asked him, have you ever hit a girl? And he said,
please say no.
Only if they ask me to. And I was
Oh.
like, oh, I love you. Anyway, so on to you guys. Enough about me. I don't want to talk about this is what's crazy about my dating life right now. It's going so well that I don't want to talk about it on here, which I've never done.
You don't want to jinx it?
I don't want to jinx it.
That is so Arab.
It is?
That's a I don't want to talk about something because it'll
the evil eye.
the evil eye.
Yeah.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
in Lebanon, Sarah, I don't know if it's the same in Egypt, but I'm sure if you have like a small, kind of bumper to bumper car accident and your
Yeah.
car gets a bit dented, they'll leave it because they say it's better for the eye because that way there's something distracting you. So let's say you have your phone and you drop it and the screen cracks.
Yeah.
Don't fix it. Because that way, when people see it, it breaks the eye because they look at it and they don't envy you as much. Their
Right.
focus of envy and hate is on something else. Like, oh, he cracked the screen. You've just broken their ability to focus their hate on you.
That's why I have dings on all four sides of my car, just FYI, because I don't want anyone to envy me at all. So I just leave everything.
You leave them.
Actually, I had a guy walk up to me one time, and he goes, I do body work on cars, and he saw this like scuff on the front end of my car. He goes, I could fix this for you, make your car really nice. And I go, really? What about the rest? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, walk around it. He walks around it and he sees, I just run into shit. I don't care because my car is paid off. I run into whatever I want. He walks around the car. He goes, yeah, it's probably not worth it for you. It's like, it's not. But anyway, I don't know. I will give a brief update because last week I talked about how I'm dating two guys that I like both a lot. So I've been trying to figure out
Do they listen to this podcast?
I hope not. One I know doesn't, and one I think does. Because one, I asked him not to, and he was like, I would never do that, and I believe him.
Psych.
The other one, I didn't bring it up, and I'm pretty sure he listens to it because he's kind of low-key, like, quoted me twice.
okay.
But those quotes were pretty generic statements.
I don't know. I don't agree.
It doesn't matter. The point is,
If he's interested, he listens.
Yeah.
I don't.
I told you, yeah. Guys will do their research.
Oh,
They will.
yeah.
They're
Do you
just not as
really?
obvious as us.
Do you guys stalk people's social media the way women? I'm actually good about that. I don't do it because I
Yeah,
find
men
it.
do it. No,
I do it for her.
She does. She does.
I will look up everything.
Because I don't like to look at people's social media because I feel it sets off triggers in my head sometimes that don't need to be there. So I just don't look. If I like somebody, I don't usually even follow them on social media. I don't look at their stuff
You're
at all.
very rare because girls like
Yeah.
to find things and then make themselves upset.
I don't want to make myself upset because I get upset.
That is a man approach. You see, what we'll do is we'll check your social media, but the way we check your social media is a totally, I think, radically different way than a woman would.
What do you do?
Well, we take a look first to make sure that you're the person we're talking to. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if we go onto your social, like, let's say you're saying, I'm Kate Quigley, I'm a comedian, I do this. Then we go to your social media, and you've never posted anything about comedy. Then something
Yeah, there's
sketchy.
a lot of people that do that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
you want to just make sure they're not straight up liars.
yeah, straight up lie. Like, it's a quick way, but then we probably won't continue to check unless we get really interested seriously, in which case we want to see, like, is this person going to really hurt me in the long term? It's a good way to know because men we get more, we just do a better job of covering it up, but we get hurt just as much as women, if not more.
Well,
I don't
know about
believe that.
more. I don't know about more.
Oh, trust me. Every time you dated a guy and then it ends and then he acts like a complete, dick and he just doesn't talk to you and he goes and fucks somebody else behind your back and he starts trashing you on. So that's a man's way of being a gigantic baby. That's not a man's way of dealing with it well or not. The biggest misperception is a woman who goes, oh, he's over me. He's moved on so quickly. He made it. If you know that he moved on quickly, that means you were very difficult to get over because he's trying to make big statements.
Oh, that's like the opposite of us.
It is.
Well,
Well, I guess,
me,
yeah.
at least.
That's what we've come to understand. For women, when you move on quickly, it devastates us. That's why we try to move on quickly so we can devastate you too. But that's because we're also we're fucked.
Because it's a race.
It's a race. But if you don't know, like if the guy actually disappears and he's respectful and everything, that means, then you were easy to get over.
I don't know.
I'm thinking
just saying how it is.
I'm thinking through the last couple guys that I've like ended stuff with and how they moved on and what that means. Because Sarah says that if a guy blocks you, you won.
Yeah.
That's what she says. She says if a guy blocks
That's my point. Like if a dude blocks you, well, yes, if a guy blocks you, he won. And then there's another breed of guy like me who's just like, okay, that's done. Out. No point in carrying that with me. And it could be a second thought. So it's not necessary, but it's definitely a good indicator that you've won because you got to him.
But do you try to stay friends with, like, I am?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I
It's
do
called
not care.
X. You're crossing them out. Why on earth? I don't understand. People are like, I'm friends with all
I'm
my
friends
exes.
with all my exes.
There you go.
No,
You're the
never.
worst. You're the worst.
No, listen, wait, just hold on one second. First of all, I wouldn't say the word friends is the right term, but I'm cool with them.
You're friendly.
I'm cordial with all my exes. Like, I don't hang out with them a lot.
Do you guys text and like update each other and hang out?
Like my ex-husband, we talk every few months.
That's a okay. First
Okay,
of all, that's
different.
Yeah, let's not.
That's different. But even my ex, like boyfriends, lovers, guys I just hooked up with, anybody I've ever had any kind of like sexual encounter with, pretty much, we're every once in a while might say hey or whatever, but not like we don't go out to lunch and stuff.
Okay, that's fair enough. That definitely not even close to friends in that case.
But what do you think it means if? Ooh, this is a good question. I didn't tell you about this. I have an ex boyfriend who we broke up years ago, like 4 years ago or something, and recently he started texting me again, and he doesn't live here, but he started texting me just casually, like talking and stuff, and then he keeps telling me I should like come visit.
Yeah, if you don't burn the bridge, they always come back. I burn all of my bridges.
But you don't think that's as friends?
No.
No,
You're
what?
gonna fly somewhere? Are you leaving?
Can I just say one thing about guys?
Yeah, like they don't want to hang out with
guys don't have many friends. Most men have 2 or 3 great friends, and that's all we need. We don't need friends, and we definitely don't need girls as friends because you're terrifying. See, when two guys,
No, it's true.
no, I mean it. When 2 guys hang out, right? Like take a sophisticated conversation between 2 average men. Did you fuck her? Yeah. Was she hot? Dude, her ass insane, awesome, and they move on. If you have a woman. And you say, and she says, "Did you fuck her?" And you go, "Yeah." And she goes, "How was it? What did she say? What happened afterward?" And then you get us all our insecurities. Women put out their insecurities and deal with them. Men shove them down. We don't need women as friends. Any guy who says, "Oh, I have a lot of friends that are girls," is a dude who has no game. It's not a guy who has so much game that girls want to be his friend.
What about the
But you have
opposite?
friends that are girls. We're friends.
We're friends, I think, because of the industry being, because I have a very similar
You're right.
kind of thing that we were able to form a friendship.
You're right.
But if with all due respect, if I saw you in any other circumstance and I just saw you sitting across, I wouldn't have looked at you and been like, man, I really want to get to know who she is as a person. My initial thought would have been like, my initial thought would have been like, I hope she's a great person because I would like to be with this woman for a very long time. That would be the initial thought. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get it. I really do.
So I'm not saying that men and women can't be friends, but if it happens, it's not from intent.
You're right. Because all
get
the
it?
guys that I'm friends with now, like one of my very, very best friends, this guy named Jackson. Do you know him? Jackson McQueen. He's a comic, black guy. Anyway,
Yeah, I've heard the name.
I
Yeah,
play tennis with him a lot.
Yes, I do.
When I
Okay.
first met him, it was in the context of like, he was like, oh, we should go out, we should get drinks, whatever. But then we just ended up becoming friends. I think just because like we didn't really have chemistry.
Yeah, there you
know
go.
what I mean?
But
Like-
the intention in the beginning was, but
Dating.
you and Jackson are not friends like you and Sarah.
Right.
Actually, I pretty much talk to him exactly the same way I talk to a woman.
Okay.
He gives me advice on like all the guys I date. Oh God, I'm not supposed to talk about this. Never mind. Just kidding. He doesn't tell me anything. No, but he gives me, it's nice to have a guy friend who will be real with you
It is.
about what guys think.
It is. We will be real. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We're not smart enough to not be.
Well,
I'm not friends with anyone that I dated, or potentially we're gonna date. Or was
You're
gonna
not?
date. No.
you're not
You
friends
know
with
I'm not.
any exes at all.
I
Yeah, you don't have any guy
I-
friends really.
I don't really have any guy friends, and I usually make it so they don't want to be my friend. after. Like,
She really does. She's like,
I'm like a little evil.
She
like,
legit
if they
is.
do something that I think is completely stupid, I'm a snitch. That's what I am.
Sarah's the best because she's petty as fuck and she admits it. So if a guy like steps to her and basically if they come at her and they don't respect her and try to date her, she puts them in their place
I
so
get mad.
hard and then
I'm
she
just kidding.
finds ways to like basically like just fuck with them for fun.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I mean, there's a little more to it, but
Not really.
yes, there is.
No.
No, I used to always be that person that took the high road and was like, I'm gonna be mature about it. But I'm like, you know what? Some of these people need to be put in their place, and I feel so much better about it because
As
I don't
long as
think
whatever
people-
you're doing makes you feel better, then do it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't do it like unwarranted. Like I don't go around just like with a vengeance. But
No,
for
you're not
just
being a
Looking
bitch.
for guys
Yeah,
to fuck.
yeah.
He looks fun to fuck with.
if a guy, which this happens all the time in LA, has a girlfriend unbeknownst to me, and I find out about it.
No, that's fucked up.
That's
I will,
so
I-
common.
I will scare the fuck out of them.
That is very fucked
That
up.
is so common here. I mean, I'm
Really?
not. Let me tell you something. Every guy I've dated in the last probably 3 years that I've been really into, I have found out has a girlfriend.
Why on earth would you get a girlfriend if you're also interested in having other women? Just don't
I don't get it.
a girlfriend.
I don't get it. Oh, the other thing I don't get is why they don't put their girlfriend on social media. And I'm like, I will figure it out.
I get that though because I don't post pictures.
I don't-
with
neither do
guys
Yeah,
I.
but you
I'm
also don't act single if you're in a relationship. Like a
That's
lot of
true.
people,
I mean, what is acting single?
like quotes and stuff, and
What do you mean quotes?
Quotes?
I don't know, like their little captions.
Oh,
like,
I know exactly what you're talking
like
about.
ladies come get it or
Yeah.
something. Or
Oh,
I mean, they don't,
I
have
don't
to-
even
they
do that when I am
They don't
single.
even have to like put up a picture of her, but like if they had put something in their story or something. No,
Wait,
you know how
wait,
else you know? You know
what?
what's it- when they don't like your pictures.
Oh, I do
And
notice
they'll
that.
watch all your stories.
I do
I
notice
call people out
that.
about that. I'm like, what's up with that?
If a guy,
That is very weird.
if a guy
I'm
I'm
such an
talking
asshole.
to doesn't follow me on social media, I assume he has a girlfriend.
If he
And
doesn't
he's
follow
afraid
me,
that you discover.
He's afraid that if he follows me, his girl will
What if
see.
he's not following you because in today's day and age, following someone is like taking a relationship to a serious place?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm
I
starting
don't think
to
in
get.
our industry though. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
if like you're
That's
just,
But maybe some people don't follow you for the same reason
That's
that I
very
don't
true.
follow them.
you know what's funny is like
Maybe.
if someone will look at my stories and they won't like my photos or they won't follow, but they'll go like one photo just to let me know they're there.
They
And
have
I
a
see that,
girlfriend.
I'll block them and I'll tell them. I will block
You
them.
guys are insane.
No, I
You
blocked
do
them.
realize it could be a guy who just isn't that active on social media.
No. Okay, let me tell you.
Sure.
So there was
You
this
know what
guy.
I'm saying? Like you're all I'm saying is that you're well, this could be because of the way LA has treated you guys, and maybe this is more your experience. But there are also guys out there who are just basic dudes who are like, shit, I should just like a picture just so she knows that I like her stuff, but he doesn't really.
But why wouldn't he follow you?
No, he should. Yeah, no,
Okay,
follow.
so
Yeah.
I have a question. So there was an Egyptian guy in New York. I keep trying to find Egyptian people. There's like
Why?
we're endangered species.
Are you supposed to date an Egyptian? Is
no,
that a thing?
I just I don't know. I don't know.
All
I
right.
just want to make my life more difficult. So, so I talked
All
to
right.
him, and we actually had each other's phone numbers. We met online or whatever. And he looks at all my stories, will not like a single photo. He follows me, but will not like a single photo, not comment, nothing. And then time goes on, and then I unfollow him, and he was like, "Oh, you unfollow me?" I'm like, "Yeah, because what am I following you for?" And then I told him, I'm like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And he said, "No, I don't." And I'm like, "Okay, so how come you don't like any of my photos?" And he doesn't answer. And then
now I get what you're saying. I never thought of that.
Yeah,
So
because
I
Because
girls
if he
them out.
likes
snoop.
if he likes your photo, then his girl will see.
they could see it sometimes. So like,
Man, being a woman is tough.
I actually literally.
I didn't,
Being a man is
I
tough.
didn't even think of that angle. This whole
Yeah,
conversation.
That's what we're saying. If
I'm
they
like,
don't,
maybe he just doesn't follow you, and now I'm like,
That's what we're saying,
oh.
Because if
the-
you have girls
yeah.
like me who can stalk the fuck out of you, like we'll see that activity and we'll put two
That's
and two
true.
together.
And Sarah is like
Well, I did intelligence. I did intelligence. in the
she did
military.
intelligence in the
Literally,
military, so she
literally.
fucking she's like CIA on these motherfuckers.
These
Like
guys
she
are
goes
so
deep.
fucked.
Here's the thing, Sarah's a more normal chick. I would say I'm I am very
different crazies.
super sensitive. That's my biggest downfall with guys. I'm so sensitive. I take a lot of shit personally that I shouldn't. But I don't go down the path of crazy stalking like a lot of women do, but Sarah's much more common. Women go
yeah, that's
deep
true.
in the
No,
stalking.
the reason I do that is because I can't remember the last guy I dated that was completely single. I really can't.
That is messed
But
up. Why,
is
why is
anyone?
that?
But is anyone?
Maybe that means you're looking in the wrong place because if it's a common thing, there has to be good guys out there. I met a lot
No,
of
there
good
are.
guys.
There
Here
are.
in LA?
Yeah, but not here.
I'm like, do you know any?
He's like me.
Do you have friends? Because you're cute. Do you have friends just like you?
He's really thinking.
My friends are all my friends are in relationship,
Yeah.
like proper committed.
I don't know. I just we
What
missed the
shocks me
train.
always is that guys in our industry don't want stable relationships, which I've been surprised because I'm the opposite. For me, it's like there's just so much volatility in what we do. I'd love to have at least one thing that's just for me. That I can come home to.
How
You know what I'm saying?
that's exactly how I feel, and
Yeah.
people don't get it. People are like, "Why do you want?" I'm like, "I just want one thing that at the end of the night is stable."
It's stable. Like
'Cause this
no
is
matter
so
what goes
unstable.
on, the ups and downs during the day, you come home
Yeah.
and there's that constant.
I
And
have that.
But
It's-
but
I want
you're
that.
I
you're
have a cat.
rare because here's the thing.
I know that, but I don't understand why it's rare because I know there's this whole. I think it's just been so hyped up, the single life, and that you can like, oh, I could have so many girls and I could do this, but it's actually exhausting to have to put yourself out there over and over and over again.
I personally think it has a lot to do with insecurity. I
Yeah,
think with all the
that's
social
true.
media stuff, so people have become really insecure, and then it became a dog
way
eat
of
dog
sh-
world.
yeah.
Get you before you get me. You know.
I'm with you though. Like I would think, like I'm not a man, but I can say as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I don't mean this to sound arrogant, but I was thinking about it today. Like today, I walked to 7-Eleven and back to my apartment, which
Mm.
is a 2-block walk, and 3 guys hollered at me,
Nice.
like a guy on a skateboard, and then a homeless guy,
Nice.
and then a regular guy getting in
Nice,
his
the
car.
whole social skill.
Okay?
Yeah, you have
All
variety.
right.
But the point is, I thought to myself, I rolled my eyes at the third guy because I was just like annoyed as fuck. And I mean, it's a nice thing for people to think that you're attractive, whatever. But like from a woman's perspective, it's like it gets annoying when people are constantly coming up to you because you just don't know like who is genuinely interested in getting to know
That's
you,
it.
who just wants to fuck you, whatever. But I would think as a guy, it would be exhausting on the other side trying to juggle more than one chick because chicks are
Unbelievably
crazy.
It is.
Chicks are crazy, and we're not equipped mentally to be able to handle many women. That's why if you are lucky enough to find one amazing woman that would be stupid enough to spend her life with you, why on earth would
you
you
mess it up?
not want that?
Yeah.
No one would be stupid to be with you, though.
That's what you say. But here's the thing. Look, I think I do a really good job of being
pretending?
A
Just
good,
kidding.
No, of being a good person because I've always wanted that one thing. I've shaped myself to be a kind of guy you'd want to spend your life with
You
because
know
that's what I
though?
want.
But you also lived in the Middle East for a while, so
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that,
wait,
that might make it
but
different.
Middle Eastern men in general,
Are hot.
Lebanese
I
and
love
Egyptian.
Middle
Let's put
Eastern men.
Lebanese and Egyptian. But
They're
I mean,
just ugh.
they're good looking,
Fire.
but they're also. I mean, maybe because we grow up in a society and a culture where everybody knows everyone. Screwing around is going to get around a lot quicker, and the repercussions are going to be a
so
lot bigger.
unacceptable. So
Women in
unacceptable.
Lebanon. So let's say you're a fuckboy, right? Which I know is a common term here. Some women find that attractive. In the Middle East, if you're a fuckboy and the word gets out, you're not going. It's over for you. Any girl that sleeps
Shut
with
up.
you
agree.
is-
I'm moving.
is a slut.
I think it's glorified here.
Wait,
Yeah,
any
it's
girl.
glorified here. It's over there. It's a disaster because every girl I've known, girls I've dated, girls that I know, girls I work with, they'll be this like genuinely hot stud model dude who's like hitting him up, and I'm like, hey, what's you know, that's he's trying to hit you. She's like, oh fuck, he does that with all the women. Fuck him, and they avoid him like kryptonite.
Yeah,
That's how
we
I
behave.
am now. I don't care who you are. I had a guy. There was a guy in town a few weeks ago. Really hot guy, total stud. All my guy friends were like, "You have to hook up with him." My guy friends were like, "Please fuck him and tell us about
Tell
it."
us how it-
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Share his moves with us.
Yeah, and so this guy asked me to do something, and long story short, I went to hang with him, and he's an hour late.
Oh,
Like
fuck
he
that.
kept me waiting for an hour, and then you know what? I left.
Left, of
I just
course.
left.
Yeah.
And all my guy friends thought I was insane.
No,
for
your guy
leaving.
friends. Your guy friends are idiots.
They're idiots, right?
They're
I don't
absolute
care
idiots.
Who you are.
And my thing is, I'm like, I don't care who you are. I don't care how hot you are. I don't care how great your dick is. I don't give a fuck. If you don't treat
Kate,
women well.
in 20, 30 years, no matter how hot we are, no matter how great our dick is, no matter how great anything like that is, it really, you could be, Clark Kent. After 20, 30 years, it's not the Clark Kent that's gonna keep you. It's
Yes.
it's chemistry. It's the whole
Yes.
thing. So you gotta. It's weird. People work on the wrong facets of being attractive. And really, there's a difference between being attractive for right this second and being attractive
Right.
for right this second for the next 60 trillion seconds.
I agree.
So I'm the kind of guy who's like, if you can find a girl who's beautiful, attractive, smart, funny, that you don't have to go and do stuff with to have a good time, where you could literally just sit down and hang out on a couch in silence and kind of just be at ease and happy.
Yeah, because it's
Do
chemistry
not
then.
let that go, and until you find that, don't stop trying.
Isn't it sad that he's taken?
Well, she's lucky.
I know.
Yeah, I'm happy for
no,
her.
trust me, I'm lucky. But the
Oh my
no,
God.
but it's true. It's true.
Oh my God.
No, it is.
Stop. Okay,
it's
that's
very-
enough.
When
Out of
she
you.
watches this, he is gonna get so late.
Oh no, she's Lebanese. She'll find something. She's like, of course you're lucky. We're not. But what about? Why didn't you say no? No, God bless her. Not at all. But I'm like this because I look at my parents and I look at other happy couples and I see what makes them click. And I'm like, okay, so if I want to be happy, it's easy. You got to do this. I'm confused why people here have yet to piece together that if you want to be happy, don't be a bitch.
And I don't see why
Wonder what
people
it-
want
Male or
multiple
Yeah.
illegitimate children and other problems.
No,
that go
why?
wrong. Yeah, it's crazy.
Why?
I don't know.
Get a family. My dad told me something once, which was incredible. My mom and my dad, like, I've never met people who don't have zero trust issues. Like, somebody could call my mom up and say, Joseph is banging this chick and this thing, and she would. There's pictures wouldn't prove it. Like, no, it's
You
not.
know-
And I used to, and my dad told me something. He said, but you should know that when I married your mom, I always thought to myself that if the woman I marry, not your mom, but if the woman I marry ever cheats on me, this was a very powerful sentence. He said, I still wouldn't get a divorce. And I said, why wouldn't you get a divorce? And he's like, because I got married for my family. I didn't get married for me. And he said, getting a divorce would bring instability to my children. That's a guy who I look at and I'm like, his priorities for getting into a relationship, and my mom as well, were different. They were like, who is the perfect person that wouldn't cheat on me so that I could have a stable family for the next 60 years? Whereas other people are like, oh man, this girl's so hot. She's so fine. I got to fucking marry her. Or my relationship is getting a bit stale. Maybe if we get married, it'll spice things up. Maybe if we get a kid, it'll
Who
spice
says
things
that?
up.
You know,
A lot of people.
it's funny you say
Wow.
that because my dad, I was with my cousin in New Jersey, and he showed a picture of this girl. She's a really pretty girl. He's like, "What do you think about her?" Because he's looking to get married. And this girl's like, tons of makeup, and I mean, she's hot, super hot. And my dad said, "That's a girl you date, not a girl you marry."
Not a girl you marry.
Yeah.
Just because she's hot?
Well, I mean, he was
The
judging
type-
it, but it's
The
just
type
like,
of, because she's putting, I'll tell you what he was thinking. He's taking a look at a picture of a girl who's putting a picture online of herself having done a lot of makeup and constantly putting out an image out there. That means for her, what matters is not experience, but image.
Right.
And if you want to get married, you don't get married to somebody who cares about image. You get married to somebody who cares about substance.
Sarah,
You
we're
didn't
gonna
see
we're
substance.
gonna be we're gonna be
we-
single forever.
we need
is
a-
what he's saying.
Well,
Guys, for sure.
let
by
me
the
say
way,
something, Kate. On all your captions, on all your well, not all, because there's some that you do just to mess around. But on a lot of your captions, the stuff you write are fucking hilarious and very smart.
Thank you.
So any guy who looks at it as like she's a really hot girl who's also very funny and smart and everything. So
Aw,
it's a
thank
package. But if you're just putting up those pictures where you look great and the caption is "Believe in yourself, don't let
oh my
anybody."
God.
and
Oh
Trust
my
me now.
God.
it's just like get the fuck out.
Here's my
Yeah,
tits.
look,
Inspirational.
these are my tits. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do like what you look good. You're-
Follow your dreams.
Fuck that. No.
Hashtag
no.
tits.
No, exactly. That's bullshit. So no, that doesn't apply to you. What
I
just
mean,
said.
it is funny though because I do think, and a lot of my mom, a lot of my friends have said that to me. They go, I think the reason that guys don't take you seriously is your social media. People say it to me all the time, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do about that? It's a brand. I can't.
Yeah.
But that is the reason why, and this is funny. I was talking about this with someone the other day. I don't Google anyone
I do.
ever. She does. I know, and most people do.
Well done.
I don't ever Google the guys I go out with because I feel like if someone Googles me, they go, oh, this chick's gonna be like just down to bang. They're gonna listen to my podcast. They're gonna think all I do is fuck and that I'm crazy and I do all this wild shit. But then if they really get to know me, I'm so kind of chill and
Yeah,
different.
but Kate, you should Google because the difference between you and the other people is that this is your job and your industry and your brand, which you're selling. A dude who works as an accountant or a financial rep doesn't have a duty to be doing these kind of things.
That's true.
So you should be Googling.
But what if they are someone in the public eye?
Well, then you should definitely be Googling them.
I don't.
Especially,
No,
I
you
don't.
should because
especially if they're men.
I dated this guy. And
What do you
I
mean,
thought-
especially if they're
Because women can be weird. You can find a woman that goes to church every Sunday. All her posts are about Jesus, and she's the biggest whore you've ever met. And then you can find
That's so true. No,
but with a guy, you will see it coming from a mile away. Take a look at any guy. I can point out to you without fail who is a fuckboy and who isn't
No,
immediately.
I totally
Really?
agree, because you know what else
I'm gonna
I
let
do?
you start Googling the guys I date for me.
Sure.
I don't like to do it also because it hurts. I don't want to. If I like someone, I don't want
listen
to
to
know.
Sarah. Listen to Sarah.
Listen, like there was a guy that I dated. Honestly, if I had researched some of the first guys that I've ever dated, I would have saved myself a lot of hassle and time. But I remember one guy, after I dated him, I started looking at his posts, I started reading the comments, and I saw the way he was talking to women.
Yep.
And I was like, this.
Then
If
you
I
know.
had looked in the beginning, I would have known from the jump, this guy does not respect women,
Yeah.
do not take him seriously.
I guess I should.
Because Kate, you can't change people. I think the biggest weird thing that I see in relationships is people are like, yeah, but he'll change it.
No.
He or she will not change.
I
There's
agree with that.
adaptability.
I agree with
right?
that.
There's a bit of adaptation
they-
that'll happen, little habits that might change. Like if he, okay, just close the, put down the toilet seat when you're done, that kind of stuff. But if somebody isn't honest, it's not going to change because of you.
I agree with that.
And if it does, it's a temporary.
I don't think a tiger. I've been talking about this because I told her I've dated a couple guys that I think are trying really hard to
What's
be.
the tiger?
Yeah.
I don't think it,
Stripes.
Yeah. A tiger doesn't change its stripes. Like,
True.
I've dated a couple guys that I think are trying really hard to be what they think I want. Like, they're trying. I can see how
just
hard
be
they're
yourself
trying.
and hope it works out.
Yeah, but I think it's like that. What is that thing I always say? The scorpion and the
Squirrel or something?
Yeah, not a squirrel.
Oh,
it's like a duck or
it's like
something.
a snake. It's like a
Swan.
What?
No,
what?
the
You went through the whole animal kingdom.
There's like this story. I forget what the animal is. There's an animal in water. Let's just say it's a duck.
The ugly duckling?
And the
scorpion?
scorpion needs a ride across the river. And the duck says, I'm not giving you a ride. You're a scorpion. You'll sting me. And the scorpion says, if I sting you, we'll both die. And the duck goes, good point. Hop on. And the scorpion gets on. Then halfway across the river,
stings
it stings the duck and they both die. And the duck goes, why did you do that? And he says, because I'm a scorpion. It's in my nature.
Word.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think you can't change your base nature.
No, you can't. Of
Yeah,
course
I
But
totally
they also
agree.
say, like, if you need to put in perspective, think about how hard it would be for you to change yourself. There's
Yeah.
very.
Maybe
try,
when you're
though.
13, right? People
Yeah.
change. But when you're 30, when you're 25,
If
when
you
you're,
don't
it's
acknowledge
done.
a problem.
But I'm just now doing a lot of like self-help work, and I think I'm changing.
No, what you're doing
you're
is
growing.
improving. No.
Yeah.
What you're doing is
Yeah.
you're improving.
Yeah.
But you're still Kate Quigley who likes these things. You're still Kate Quigley who
That's true.
admires these traits. But what you're doing is you're improving. If
You're right.
loyalty was important to you in the past, it's going to be important to you now. If loyalty wasn't important to you in the past, it's not going to be important to you now. Even if you convince yourself that it is philosophically, your temptations and your urges will take over.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm learning a lot today. This is like I feel like this is like a therapy session almost.
We're taking date fails into date successes.
I'm sad because we only have like 10 minutes. I could talk to you forever. But before we move on, I have one more ad that I have to do.
Let's do it.
I have one more ad. This is a good one because I got a new mattress. I'm really
Did you?
excited. Yeah, these people hooked me up.
You already have
Casper
it?
mattress. Yes, it's
I'm coming
amazing.
over.
You got to come over and you can
Slow
spend the
me right.
night. You can spend the night. We'll jump on the mattress together.
I'm gonna be there
Which
in a
mattress?
retreat
We'll
spot.
test it out. It's a Casper mattress. Have you heard of it?
I've been sleeping on Casper mattresses since 1943.
That's amazing. Since before the internet
Since
existed.
before I was born. That's why my skin is this nice.
Listen, guys, I just want to say that everyone knows mattresses are overpriced. This is true. Mattresses are so overpriced. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's cloth and springs.
I know, it's insane. And then the reason is because the mattress industry, it forces consumers to pay a lot because things are marked up in the stores. And Casper has revolutionized the industry by cutting the cost of dealing with the showrooms. So you don't get this in a showroom. You get
Brilliant.
it online. Yeah, you get it online. It's completely risk-free. You go online. By the way, Casper, what's cool about it is it combines memory foam and it's got like a cooling quality. You don't sweat on these mattresses. It keeps you cool. You can have sex on it.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, is that like
I haven't tried that
that
yet.
unconditional?
Men, get this mattress.
It's breathable.
It's gonna up your game.
Breathable. Anyway, listen, guys, it's risk-free. This is what's cool. You buy it online. It's free delivery, free return, and you get a 100-night in-home trial. So you can actually use it for 100 nights. If you don't love it, you can send it back for free because Casper understands how important it is to sleep on a mattress before you commit. Just like you want to sleep with a person before you commit.
True.
I know you believe in that.
I believe in that.
From your special, not from personal.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Anyway,
clear.
so guys, I want you to check it out. Like I said, Casper Mattress, they deliver everywhere. They're actually the top #1 reviewed mattress on the internet, which is amazing. And you can get it at, what's the website? Casper.com/datefails. You got to hit /datefails. They'll give you $50 towards any mattress you purchase. So it's Casper.com /datefails. Woo! Make sure you guys check that out if you need a mattress. Sarah, I can't give you a free mattress, but I can probably get you hooked up somehow. You might want it because the whole no sweat. It's really nice because you don't sweat on it a lot.
I'm down. I'll put it on top of my shitty mattress.
Yeah.
There you go. Just keep stacking them up. There is something I wanted to ask you because, like, you're such a solid guy and you're all about love and relationships and
Are you
like
Jesus.
And Jesus? No, not necessarily, but yeah.
great,
Jesus.
excellent question. Are you no?
Are you Jesus?
But my
Yes,
question is,
no. Yeah.
there was a point where you went from being a normal guy to being a famous guy, at least in the Middle East. So
Yeah.
did you go through any kind of crazy, like wild, like I can get any chick I want phase where you just banged out a bunch
the
of
funny
like
thing
fuck
is,
bitches get money.
I got
Yeah.
very famous as a comic, and it took a few years after that until I felt comfortable speaking to women. I think that's the funniest thing.
Aw,
I was
love
never
that.
able. I was
He's getting more and more perfect.
no, but I mean, I was very. I used to be.
Why didn't I date him?
Why didn't
fucked
I
up.
date him? we actually both speak the same language. This is not fair.
No, it's a biased representation. I'm giving it myself, but I can't tell you how many times I liked girls, and it flew over my head completely that they were also interested in me. And I look at the cringe I get just thinking about things I did where like years later I'd be sitting at home and then I'd be like, oh my God, like, that's what, and just like, and I would be like, why did she just stop talking? Why was she being so mean? And then it because I totally rejected her, not realizing that I was even rejecting her. I could give you like just the most cringeworthy, just like, they hurt.
Guys are so naive to when women like check this out. I was back in Ohio. I ran into a guy named Mike who I went to high school with. He was a senior when I was a freshman. I ran into him at like a gas station like a year ago. And I was like, man, I had the hugest crush on you in high school, all through high school. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, how could you not know? I literally would find out where this guy hangs out, go and just chill. I started smoking to impress this guy. Like everything I did was for this guy, and he had no
idea. Don't you remember
clue.
Jimmy Fallon and Nicole Kidman, that interview that went viral? I don't know if you saw it. It's hysterical. You have to watch it if you haven't seen it.
We'll watch it together.
It's probably one of his most watched clips. Nicole Kidman goes on his show, tells him about the time she had a crush on him and she went to his house. He looks, the genuineness of the moment. He loses his mind. He's like, wait, what? He's like, you came to my house because you wanted to get to know me? And she's like, yeah. He's like, what? He's a what? And this is Jimmy Fallon.
Why did he think she came over?
He had no idea, but to us, it never occurs to us that a woman that beautiful, right? Like that guy in your high school must have thought you were the bomb. Like, why would she want to be in? Why would she be interested in me?
That's so funny because I think that if you even smile at a guy, he's like, she wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Now, because we're so stupid and we've been conditioned by the internet to talk like that. But go back and rewind to when we're first starting. I mean, you asked when I got famous. I got super famous at the age of like 23, 24. And it wasn't until like 25, 26 where I was like comfortable walking up to a girl. And then I had a huge breakthrough when I used to do phone taps, which were how I got famous in the Middle East to begin with. I used to do pranks. And I'd call these women up to do a prank. Because I was acting a character, I wouldn't be nervous talking to the woman.
Yeah.
And I would end up charming them. And I used to be like, wow, if you just confidently talk to a woman, it seems to work. It was like a breakthrough. And then I'd go to a bar and walk up to a girl and be like, hey, how's it going? My name's Nemr. What's your name? And it would work. And I'd be like, oh my goodness. Like, that's all it needs.
It could all be so simple, but
It's
we
so simple.
complicate it.
It is so simple.
Yeah.
If a guy just comes up to you with confidence and it just treats you like a normal
human being.
person. That's
But for
the
me, I was
key.
like, oh my God, I've unlocked the key. But it was, and I'll tell you, then I got excited. I was like, not that I could have any woman that I want, but I can talk to any woman that I want. And then hopefully it'll go from there. And then it was just like, I've been in steady relationships in my life looking for the right one. And in between, of course, dating, but I never did anything super crazy.
Yeah, you were always like so and I can't tell you, like, you're one of the few male comics. Like, there's a handful that never like made a pass at me, never hit them. And I always notice those guys. I'm like, oh, they're really like good. Like, you're just like a great.
Well, because I can also imagine that I used to, when I first started hanging out with you, I would be a bit careful because I was like, she's a very beautiful woman. I'm sure a ton of guys do that, and I want her to know that I
That's
value her
sweet.
as a person. So it was in the beginning, I was a bit cautious, and then I was like, oh, no, you're very easy to talk
Aw,
to.
thanks.
No, but Kate is. I mean, most girls are in general easy to talk to if your intentions are clear from the beginning.
Right.
Right? I
Well,
mean,
her and I have a theory that like if they screw us over, we're gonna end up talking about them or something online or something.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like a guy, if they
Yeah.
like sometimes they stay away because like they see our social media, like you were saying earlier, and get intimidated.
oh, guys.
yeah,
dude.
but
'Cause, like, I
listen,
do
don't you
rant
want the
stuff.
guy for you? The guy for you is a guy who wouldn't be intimidated by your social media, who would understand what it
Absolutely.
is. So don't not be yourself and try to snag the guy. He'll come along and just don't lose him.
Yeah, there's. I said there was 2 guys that I was like seeing, and
Two guys and a girl.
and a girl and her.
Me.
Yeah, but
Everything's a
the
competition.
one guy.
More details? Yes.
I actually said to him, because on Memorial Day I posted a photo. I was at Brad Williams' house, my friend Brad's place for a party.
Shout out to Brad.
And I said to Brad, wouldn't it be funny if we took a photo where me and my girlfriend were both topless and we're hanging out at your pool and it just looks like it's a topless party, but we're just like chilling, talking, like just to make it. So he's like, yeah. So we did this photo. Where we're all topless, and I just put like stickers over my boobs, over everybody's boobs, Brad's too,
I
and
saw that picture. It was hilarious.
thank you. It was a funny photo, but what I liked is that guy, he liked the photo. The guy I've been seeing, and I noticed that he liked it, and I went,
That's
I
pretty dope.
love
Yeah.
that he's not jealous.
Yeah.
He's not weird about it.
It's
He didn't
supportive.
freak about it. Yeah, I love that.
Hey, most guys who do stuff like that mean that they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. They're going to give you the chance. And
I also
Yeah.
want to add, like, especially for us who are in the industry and like we do get sponsorships off our engagement. That's another reason why I tell guys, like, hey, if you're not liking my stuff, you're essentially not supporting my career.
true. And
know.
that's who you are. I
So,
agree.
I mean, if I didn't,
Yeah.
if I wasn't heavy into social media, it wouldn't really matter as much.
True.
It's true. Well, I'm sad that we have to end this because it went so fast. It went.
Always does.
Aaron, you got another pod coming in right now, right? Yeah, we got to cut it. Damn.
It was
well,
fun, though.
This was a blast. Will you come back and do this
Are
again?
you kidding? I'd love to.
You're so great.
Well, thank
You
you.
gave
No.
so much insight. I want to hear more like horror stories from your past. I know there's got to be great ones, but
There are, but I did a good job of circumventing.
you really did. You really did. Guys, I want you to make sure you follow Nemr. Your Twitter handle is at Nemr Comedy, Nemr Comedy. Is that your Instagram as well?
Everything. Website, the whole deal.
Everything.
the whole deal.
YouTube. Watch his specials. He's so funny. I can't wait for you to sell the special. I watched his new special. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Kate.
watch in Arabic so I can brush up on my oddity.
It's in English, but I mean,
you don't have anything on in Arabic?
no. I used to do all my stand-ups always been in
Oh,
English.
I'm not gonna watch that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, and this comes out tomorrow. So are you at the Laugh Factory this weekend? Or you got
Yeah,
any spots?
tomorrow and after tomorrow at the Laugh Factory.
Friday night.
Friday night and Saturday night.
and
The 10 p.m. show on Friday, 9 p.m. show on Saturday.
Boom. And guys, I am at the Brea Improv this weekend with Joey Diaz. So
Hey.
come on out. Check that out if you want to. Sarah Fasha. Follow her at Sarah Fasha. Check out her YouTube at Sarah Fasha TV. We just released the first episode of Fuckboy Patrol. So you can go watch that on her YouTube channel as well. And make sure you, check out my Patreon. Support the podcast. It's patreon.com/Kate Q Funny. Buy a mattress and buy some skincare. And
Put the skincare on your face on the mattress.
yeah. All right. Later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.